So let's go ahead and sit cross-legged. We're gonna just send our knees out to the side. See how far we can open those hips. Rolling those hips out from underneath us. Getting nice and grounded. And while we're here, let's start to raise the crown up and away from those hips. See if we can lengthen the spine. Send the head back over the hips. And if it feels good, we can close the eyes. Start to take deeper breaths into the lungs, through the nose, and out through the mouth. We're going to do a couple of breaths just like this, just to clear the space, to set our mat, set our space, bring ourselves back to the present. As we get ready for our class today, we're going to imagine the four corners of our mat. And everything outside of that mat space is just going to float away so that we can be fully here, fully connected. So on your next inhale, we're going to rise up just a little bit, take the chest slightly forward, look up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to curl the spine, tuck the chin, start to engage the belly. Let's inhale, same thing, looking up. Exhale, send back. Start to fire up that center. Start to wake up the spine. Couple more times in and out. In and out. Very nice. When we're ready, coming back to neutral, we can slowly start to open the eyes. From here, we're going to inhale those arms up overhead, stretch like we would in the morning when we're just waking up. And on your exhale, we're going to send our left arm down and right arm overhead. Keeping that right hip on the floor, we want to stretch the side body as far as we can. Breathe. Take note of any resistance, any muscle tension, any stagnation hanging out in the body. Let's inhale in this position. And exhale, bring it all the way back to center and switch those sides. So left arm over, right arm down. We can come to the elbow if that feels good for us. Send that left hip opposite the fingers. So really big side stretch here. Inhale. Breathe it out. Take one more deep breath in, filling those lungs. And exhale all the way back up to center. Very nice. Let's take that right arm. We're going to twist it across. Grab the knee if we can. Take that left arm all the way behind the right hip. And we're going to look over the shoulder. So nice spinal twist here. Feeling that spiral from your right hip all the way up and around to the shoulder blades. more deep breath here. And exhale, let's switch sides. Wrap the left arm to the knee, right arm all the way around. Find that spinal twist. Take one more deep inhale. On the exhale, coming back to center. Let's take one more deep inhale, reaching up. And exhale, let's fold forward, walking those hands all the way out. Stretching into the shoulder blades, keeping those hips on the floor. If it feels good, we can drop the forehead down to the floor. While we're here, bringing something to mind, setting an intention or a mantra, something we'd like to shift or change in our own lives. Something we can dedicate our practice to. Something that we'd like to manifest. Holding that thought in our third eye space, let's take a deep breath in and exhale, slowly rolling our way back up. Keeping that intention for the rest of the practice. When we're ready, let's go ahead and roll onto all fours. Bring the hands under the shoulder blades, tuck those toes underneath. And from here, we're going to start to rock forward over the wrists and then back all the way to the ankles. Good. We're going to continue that pattern forward and back. Start to engage the belly. Bringing that belly button to spine. Waking up those hips just a little bit. Good. From here, coming back up to neutral. We're gonna look to the side, to the left as we inhale. Looking all the way behind us and exhale to the other side. Stretching out the rib cage. Inhale and exhale. Good. Feel the side body opening. Helping all of those fluids inside our body start to gain a little bit of traction and momentum. All of our lymph fluids starting to cycle through. Waking up the cellular body. Good. When we're ready, go ahead and tuck those toes. We're going to send our hips back, finding our first downward dog. So dropping the chest, sending those hips up and away as high as we can. If we need to, adding a little movement into our legs. Bending and straightening each knee. Maybe wagging the tail of the dog. And when we're ready, inhale, look up to the hands. Let's walk our feet there. Find our forward fold. See if we can bring those big toes together. Spreading the toes wide. And dropping the crown of the head all the way. With every exhale, we're dropping down a little bit more, letting our legs stretch open. feels good for us, we can wrap the arms behind the knees, grab those elbows, bring ourselves even further down. Good. When we're ready, slowly release the arms, bending those knees slightly. We're going to roll our way up to standing, taking our time, going nice and slow. All the way up to our mountain pose. Let's roll those shoulders back, open the palms forward, and breathe. Connecting to the floor, to the breath coming in and out. See if we can bring our hips slightly forward so our whole body is over top of our toes. Good. When we're ready, let's inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up to flat back, and exhale down. Plant those hands, step back to high plank. Lower down halfway, press to upward dog, release the toes, and exhale to downward dog. Send those hips back. Find a good position for your feet and your hands, pressing equally into all four limbs, sending those hips up even higher. Good, breathing deep. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, looking up to the hands, let's walk our feet there and find our forward fold. Big toes together, toes apart. On your inhale, looking up to flat back, and exhale down. On the inhale, bring both arms all the way up overhead, reaching, extending the belly, and exhale, bring those hands to heart center. Beautiful. See if we can spread those toes, bringing the body forward slightly. If it feels good, we can try to lift those heels off the floor. So now we're on the balls of our feet, pressing into the floor, lifting the crown. Good. On the inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. And exhale, fold. Drop those heels. Drop the crown. Inhale, lift to flat back. Exhale, down. Plant those hands. Let's step back to high plank. Lowering down halfway. Squeeze those elbows into the sides. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, finding your downward dog. Beautiful. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, checking in with the body, noticing any sensations, any openings, any tension. Breathing deep. When we're ready, looking up to the hands, bending those knees, we're going to jump between them, finding our forward fold. Inhale, lift to flat back. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift all the way up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Let's take one deep cleansing breath here. Good. When we're ready, let's inhale the arms up, we're gonna take that left knee up off the floor, finding our balance. If we'd like, we can flex that front foot, bringing our leg to 90 degrees or higher if we can. Beautiful. Breathe and balance. Good. On our next inhale, we're going to reach, looking up between those hands. And exhale, we're going to send that leg all the way back, keeping the heel off the floor, finding our crescent lunge. We can sweep those arms up and lower into the knee. Breathing and lowering. Find where on your foot you're using your pressure. So are you on the front part of the foot, maybe the heel? Being aware and observant. Good. On your next exhale, we're going to drop those hands all the way down to the mat. So we're in our runner's lunge. And from here, planting the left hand down, spread the fingers wide. We're going to twist up, lifting the right side. We can bring the palm up with us, or if we'd like, we can take that hand behind the back, finding that spinal twist. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to bring that right side down. We're going to take the right arm, put it on the inside of our foot, and let's inhale the other side up. So finding our balance. Good. Opening up that right hip, feeling the stretch in the legs. Good. Rotating that left side up just a little bit more. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, let's bring both arms down. We're going to keep both hands on the floor as we drop the left knee down and bring ourselves up into a kneel. From here, we're going to send our hips all the way forward as far as they can go. Deep stretch into those hips, still raising the spine. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to take ourselves back to neutral, leaving both legs where they are. We're going to send the hips all the way back, this time allowing the right toes to come off the floor. So now we're going to stretch into the hamstrings, keeping our hips slightly above those heels. Allowing our chest to fold forward, keeping those toes tucked back towards you. Going as low as we can, getting just a little bit more with each breath. Beautiful. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to bring ourselves back up to neutral. Good. This time we're going to take our hands, plant them forward one more time. We're going to find our pigeon position. So allowing our right leg to fold in front of us, our knees bent as much as it can be, whatever is comfortable for us today. See if we can lift the crown, square those hips off. And on the exhale, if it feels good, we can lower down. We can go to the forearms or all the way down to the hands. Breathing into the glutes, releasing with every exhale. Taking a few more moments for ourselves. Good. On the next inhale, let's slowly press our way back up. We're going to plant those hands, bring our right leg back underneath. Good. From here, tuck the left toes underneath, and we're going to press ourselves back up into a crescent lunge. Lifting those arms up overhead. Beautiful. When we're ready, let's bring the weight of our hips forward, and we're going to send ourselves up into mountain pose. Very nice. Good. Let's take a deep inhale. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to flat back. Exhale, down. Plant those hands. Step back to high plank. Lowering down, nice and slow. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale all the way, downward dog. Take a moment here. Breathe. Stretch those legs. Walk it out. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. Feel any changes in your body. Good. When we're ready, looking up to the hands, let's bend those knees, compress into the feet, and then jumping forward in between, finding our forward fold. On the inhale, let's lift to flat back. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift all the way up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Very nice. Take a moment here, spread those toes. Bring the body over top of your feet. If it feels good, we can lift the heels off the ground, finding that balance in the toes. Good. Lowering back down. On your inhale, let's bring those arms overhead and lift the right leg. Seeing if we can flex the foot and bring it all the way up to 90 or beyond if possible. Finding that balance. Breathe and hold. Continue to lift. And on our next exhale, we're going to send that right leg back, keeping the heel off the floor and finding our crescent lunge. Good. So we're opened up in that right hip, allowing ourselves to lower with each exhale. When we're ready, let's exhale, bring our arms down. We're gonna plant that right hand, spread the fingers. And when we're ready, inhale, lifting the left side for a spinal twist. We're welcome to stretch those fingers up and away, or if it feels good, we can drape them behind us, tucking them into that right hip. Taking our eyes up to the sky as well. Breathe. Find wherever your resistance is and release. When we're ready, unwind, plant both hands, and then taking that left hand, put it inside that left foot. We're gonna inhale the right side up for a twist. So now getting into that left hip a little bit more. Balance. Use those toes, use those fingers. Spread them wide. Let's take one more deep inhale. On the exhale, dropping that arm down. This time we're going to drop the right knee, bringing ourselves up into a kneel. And from here, we're gonna lean forward into those hips, lifting the crown, going even deeper with every exhale. Beautiful, breathe, lower even more. Good. When we're ready, coming back up to neutral. From here, we're gonna send both hips back. We can send the left toes up and away too. We're gonna plant those hands down and forward fold over that leg, getting into our hamstrings. Good. Flexing, reaching the chest towards the toes, elongating the spine. Beautiful. On your next inhale, coming back up to neutral. Good. Let's lift our head up for a second. And on that exhale, planting the hands down, we're going to take our left leg and bring it across the body into our pigeon pose. So getting comfortable, however angle you want to be in that left knee is up to you. From here, lifting the crown nice and tall. See if we can square those hips off to the mat. And when we're ready, we can slowly lower down. We can go to the forearms or all the way to the mat. And we'll take our time here, really stretching into those glutes. Every inhale, lengthening the spine, and with every exhale, softening deeper into the glutes. Take one more deep breath in. On the exhale, let's press ourselves back up, taking our time. Good. Planting those hands down. We're going to tuck the right toes underneath. Bring ourselves back up to our crescent lunge, bringing that left leg underneath us, and then pressing up. Good. Feel the strength in that left leg. And when we're ready, bringing our hip weight over top of our left foot, we're going to bring ourselves up to mountain pose. Very nice. From here, let's inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to flat back, and exhale, down, plant those hands, step back to high plank. Lowering down through the arms, finding our halfway point, and pressing up to upward dog. And exhaling all the way to downward dog. Send those hips back, drop the chest, stretch into those shoulders. Take a moment. While we're here, let's shake our head yes and no, getting rid of all of the neck tension. And when we're ready, looking up between the hands, let's jump or step between them, finding that forward fold. Inhale, lift to flat back. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift all the way up, sweep those arms overhead. And exhale to heart center. Taking a moment, feeling our breath. Checking in with our body. See from here if we can bring those big toes together. Bring our knees together as well. We're going to do our sitting challenge. So bringing our arms all the way out in front of us. We're going to lower down as slow as we can. Knees forward, hips back. Going all the way into a seated position. Taking our time, trying to control the very end. Good. And bringing those knees up and in front, feet planted. We're going to go onto our backs. Taking a moment, letting the lungs open up, opening up those shoulder blades, softening the chest and the eyes, releasing the jaw and the tongue, softening the brows in the face, even the cheekbones. Finding as much relaxation as possible. Bringing our awareness down between the shoulders. As we exhale, releasing them down into the mat. Moving down to the spine, to the belly. Starting to release the muscles in the center. Going through the hips, letting them relax. Feeling our legs and our calves, our toes, everything on the lower half start to release. From here, let's open those knees wide, bring the soles of our feet together, and find some openings in the hips. Take a moment breathing into those open spaces. Using the breath to circle around the hip sockets, clearing them out of any stagnation. bring our knees back up to center. We're gonna hug them both into the chest. Squeeze them in and take a little roll side to side. Massaging that low back. Good. And from here, straightening those feet all the way up to the sky, flexing those toes back towards us. Super long, lengthened. We can stay right here if we'd like, or if we want to add a little extra, we can take the hands, place them down, and roll the feet over top. Giving ourselves a little modified shoulder stand. Keeping the back safe, keeping the neck safe. If it's in your practice, grab the low back. You can go all the way to full shoulder. Whatever works for us today. Good. When we're ready, slowly rolling our way back down, taking our time. And from here, we're going to allow ourselves to go all the way long into our final position of Savasana. Taking a moment here for ourselves in silence, listening to any insight our body may have for us. Bring some life back to our bodies, wiggling our fingers and toes, slowly coming back to the present moment, back to the physical plane. Taking our time, let's roll to the right side, nice and slow. And when we're ready, pressing ourselves back up to seated. Taking a few more moments to ourselves. Checking back into that mantra that we created at the beginning of class. Taking a deep breath into that space, solidifying our desires. And bringing our hands to heart center. Sending some gratitude to our bodies and to our spirits for taking us through these processes of awareness and growth. guys so much for practicing with me today. It's always a pleasure. Namaste.